Somebody else, I guess.
That is.
What is the agenda? Thank you.
Meeting of the Waterworks School Board of City of Prichard. Soon as everyone can turn off their electronic device, put them on mute. And move on, we will ask Ms. Moore to lead us in prayer.
Our Heavenly Father, we approach you and ask that you will grant us wisdom and direction in all areas of our lives. You're the same God who endowed Solomon with great wisdom to lead your people. We pray that you will equip us to lead in areas that are assigned to us. Fill us now with your wisdom from on high and guide us in all of our decisions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call.
Georgia Johnson,
Present.
Director Dole. Director Hubbard,
Here.
Director Moore.
Here,
Director Bunch,
Ms. Hopkins, she had a family emergency.
consideration of motion to accept and approve June 13th, 2022 regular board meeting agenda as printed.
So moved.
I second.
Moving properly seconded, we accept the agenda 13/22 virtual board meeting as printed. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Director Johnson,
Excuse me, I did have a concern, I have a request. We have customer named Miss Cindy Nichols, if you would stand, Miss Nichols. Miss Nichols is here, she has a bill issue, she lives out on Jarrett Road. And she had spoken to Mr. McClintock as well as myself, and was asked to come and be at this board meeting today, and she was not placed on this agenda under customer concerns, and I'm asking, making a request that Ms. Cindy Nichols is added to the customer concern item number 11. Asking for consent from the board.
Yeah, we got a whole program.
you like your motion to add, so your motion to add this as item number.
Service.
Thank you, Ms. Nichols. Thank you, board. Yes.
Director Lowe? Yes. Director Hyberg?
Yes.
Director Moore?
Yes.
Board meeting. Item one, status of minutes. Consideration of motion to accept the minutes with necessary corrections, if any, for A, Prichard board meeting held Monday, May the 9th, 2022.
So moved.
Moved and properly second that we accept the pension board meeting, May 9th, 2022, as printed. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have a question, Chairman. This question is for Mr. McClintock, and maybe someone from Allen and Reese can help you. What is the status on the employee meeting with the principal group?
Still working on some available dates from Jay.
Excuse me?
Jay was working on some available dates through the company. He reached out to him. So he's trying to get some dates to be on the present. You know,
Ms. Williams, Attorney Schutz, are you all aware of this? I have any information on that meeting with the, it's gonna be held between the employees here at Prichard Waterworks and the principal group.
I'm aware of the meeting, however, I was not provided with any additional information, but I do know that basically what Mr. McClintock indicated about availability, that was the last discussion, but I'll make a note to make sure that I follow up with Attorney Ross to see where that is.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to add to that?
And if you guys would, as soon as possible, email all five of us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Roll call, please.
Director Johnson?
Yes.
Director Lowe? Yes. Director Hyberg?
Yes.
Director Moore?
Yes.
Item two, nothing further, motion for adjournment.
I'll motion to adjourn the pension board section of our meeting, move directly into
Second.
move proper second that we move directly into our special, our regular scheduled board meeting. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Director Johnson?
Yes.
Director Lowe? Director Hyberg? Director Moore?
Yes.
Regular board meeting, item one, presentation, Mr. Brett Taylor, coordinator.
Hey, good evening, guys. Hey, Brett Taylor, Core Main Project Manager. It's been a while since I've updated you guys on your water meter installation, backflow installation, so I just want to kind of run over some numbers real quick and let you guys know where we stand with that. So right now we're at 8,531 meters in the ground. We got 1,217 meters incomplete. Incomplete status could mean unable to locate meters, bad plumbing conditions, may have a leak before we got there, maybe some old galvanized piping, stuff like that. Some that are obstructed, there may be a car parked over the meter, there may be a shrub in the way. We don't like killing anybody's roses, so there's some meters out there that are obstructed as well. And then just some miscellaneous confined space. Some of the larger meters are in this group as well. So backflows are a big part of our project with this too. So right now we got about 3,300 backflows in the ground, estimating another 4,000. That was part of change order number 4 last year. So we got everything's covered. I just want to let you guys know where we're at on that project. I do have one guy, he's putting in nothing but backflows right now. I contacted Mr. Steve King about just another extension just to do those. Make sure we got your audits and all done as far as your service pipe. Make sure we have no lead in your system. I can tell you right now, we have not found one stick of lead pipe in your system. Now we have found some galvanized piping, but that was not included in the no lead act. So Prichard Water and Sewer is compliant when it comes to no lead. So you should get a letter from Mr. Steve about an extension. We did underestimate at the beginning of the project 2-inch meters. We were way below, and I brought that to Mr. McClintock decide what we're gonna do on those pretty quickly. Lead times are pretty long right now. So I just wanna get us in line and get us on the priority list and get those as quickly as possible if you guys approve. That's it. Any questions for me?
Yeah, how many meters can you not locate?
Right now we got 496.
496. Okay. The status of those meters that you cannot locate, that is going to be a delay in the completion of the
It will.
entire job.
It will. I had a conversation with Mr. McClintock earlier today, and we talked about I'm going to update this list for him and send it over to him, and do the best we can to locate those.
I got you. What, I mean, how are you guys going about locating them? That's, you know, the proper question. What I'm trying to get at is that, you know, if there are meters out there that it must be located.
So we're relying on you guys, and the employees at Prichard to locate those for us, mark it with a flag, spray paint the meter box, spray paint the road, anything that can identify that account. And then we're going back and assigning the account to the technician, and he's going back out there and installing the meter.
All right, Mr. McClintock, how's that going with locating those meters?
We've been working on that, you know, as we can. We are still short-handed on that department. Meter readers, utilizing the reading meters and doing collections, walk-offs. So we're short-staffed on that area. They doing them as they can.
And we're
Ain't done a lot of-
kicking them back to us, so we're getting them as we get them. I really wanted to focus on the backflow preventers being put in, so we've communicated, let his guys get caught up in different areas, and then as they read meters, if there's any manually read meters, they still gotta do, they're flagging them for us, and then we're going back and installing them. So it is a process, but, you know, backflows was a big thing on this project, and we definitely wanna make sure we got that noted, proper documentation, to everybody about numbers. So
So the backflow situation is going well.
it is, it's gotten a lot better, yes, sir.
Yeah, about how many of those have we got?
We got about 3,000, about 3,300. And we're putting in about an average of about 10 to 12 a day. That number, in the original bid, there was an estimated of 2,900 backflows. So we've exceeded that and, probably estimate another 2,000 or so.
Okay, so in all, it'd be somewhere around 5,500 that should go.
Give or take, yeah. We won't know that number till the end, but yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you. You just coordinate with Mr. McClintock.
All right, and then be looking for that letter, just the formality of more time, that's it. Just like the last one.
And before you have a seat, could you just give us a brief description on the backflow and how, the reason why they're being installed?
So a backflow, so once water goes through your meter, we don't want it coming back through your meter. It could be contaminated water. So we don't want it going through your septic system and then coming back through your water meter into the clean water. So it's really a sanitary problem that we're taking care of with adding backflows. And I think it's up to your code now that every new installation has a backflow installed as well. So we're just catching up on time.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, is that it? All right, thank you.
Item 2, status of minutes. Consideration of a motion to accept the minutes with necessary corrections if any for A, regular board meeting held Monday, May 9, 2022 at 4:30 p.m.
I also motion that we accept the minutes indicated in item 2. Move properly second, we accept the minutes of the May 9th meeting, 2022, as indicated in item
they said something about December the 13th. It was December the 10th when we had our meeting back in December. When I asked the question about if anybody was okay to take it. That it missed. Wasn't for the 13th of December, it was for the 10th of December.
And also, what you finished that with. Also, I would like to rescind my vote for item 9B, item 10D, and item 10F from our May the 9th board meeting. Let's get this special. Ms. Janae. Item 10F, I would like to reconsider that motion to accept and approve the task order number 18-01 from Strand and Associates. Was that from the May 9th meeting?
If I may add from a parliamentary standpoint, so rescinding the motion may not be the best practice, and anything you can reintroduce if it's something that you want to discuss again, but rescinding the vote is not necessarily the best course of action.
So how do you suggest I go about changing my vote?
So I don't know what those agenda items were, but at least I'm hearing if you all had, there was a motion, you all voted on something, the proper way to rectify or remedy that situation would not be to just rescind, but if you want to reintroduce something that you want to put as unfinished business or new business you want to reintroduce again, that would be the way to go about doing it. But if you all want to, you're so welcome, Director Johnson. I don't know if you still want to try to pull those items so that you can know what those were.
Pardon, ladies and gentlemen.
Rescind a motion that same day. What if that motion is to write a check for $1,000 to you, and that check written, you getting it back from me?
Also, Chairperson, December 10th, just looking at the calendar, was Friday, December 13th was a Monday. So just so you all know that when we're talking about changes.
Okay, those, that reconsideration that I was speaking about is from the May 9th meeting. Again, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. So I would like to, Attorney Williams, going forward, how am I to do this? Reconsider, reintroduce?
That's correct. Do we know what those items are?
Yes, I have them here.
Oh.
I have them written down.
Well,
But I wasn't for sure what meeting it was from.
So you'd want to introduce those things again, but if those items are not on this agenda, if you all have already moved to move forward with this agenda as written, I don't know if that's something that you all want to consider for another meeting, but I would love to see what those things are, if you don't mind, or at least convey that.
Okay, and the reason why I brought this to the attention of the board is that we were voting to approve minutes from last month's meeting, May the 9th. And so therefore, I wanted to I wanted to change my vote from items 10F, 10D, and items 9B.
May I see what you were,
Yeah, go ahead.
you got me out there. Oh. So these are substantive changes as it pertains to the approval of task orders.
Yes.
So these items are definitely not on the agenda tonight.
Right.
See that, so, you all may want to consider if this is something you want to reintroduce at the next meeting, definitely do so, but at this point, it stands as your last, how you voted during that particular meeting. Because right now, you just want to rescind your vote based on,
I would like to, change my vote.
that's, that's not part of, that's wrong, these are order, that's not. But there is no impact. Do you want to reintroduce these things?
Yes, I would like to reintroduce them, whatever it is that I can change my vote, from the way that I voted on at the May 9th, regular scheduled board.
Nine B is in Bravo. 10D is in David. 10F.
And, sort of administrative thing, not change the items to get passed. So is there any real urgency for it to do it at the next meeting?
I would say it's urgency the way those items and that particular issue has been handled. It is an urgency.
But they've already been passed.
Right, but I don't want to be a part of that decision.
I wanted to pull the rules specifically, so when it comes to a motion to rescind, that can only be made if no action has been taken on the original motion. Has that already been done? Has action been taken on the original motion?
Yes, the original motion, we voted on it on May the 9th. We voted on those items May the 9th. But however, I would like to change my vote for the record.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear both.
I would like to change my vote for the record. change my vote.
The only way that can be done is if there's been no action taken on that original motion. If that has been done at this time, then you cannot do that. You can ask for a motion to reconsider. However, if you all want to, Mr. Chairperson, if you are okay with indicating that it's from an administrative standpoint, then you want to do that and you note that in the minutes, but I will tell you the Robert Rules of Order has a different interpretation. But
Okay.
I would like to offer this as a reconsideration.
okay, you want to start with 9B? We have the 9, instead of the instead of that.
Okay, so we just gonna vote on.
I am Ms. Janae.
In order for us to proceed in court, Robert's Rules of Order.
I mean, unless you're asking for a modification of the minutes, but if there's been action taken on that motion, like I said, you're gonna have to reintroduce it if that's the way in which you conduct business according to the law.
Yes. Okay. I am reintroducing. I would like to reintroduce motions. What is it? 10. What did I give you?
It's part of the issue because we've already adopted it.
He's doing this on the agenda, so he can't do
My drone still in the van. They need to sell me my drone.
I mean, it's honestly, because I do believe in doing things from the Robert Rules standpoint, you know, you really cannot go back and do that. You all have already moved to adopt the agenda and print it. But if you're trying to amend minutes on action that's already been taken,
Well, that is what I would like to do, amend the minutes and the action that has already been taken. While we're at the place where we are voting to approve the minutes from the May 9th meeting.
He just wants to change his vote. Yes. He wants to be reflected in the minutes that he did not support this issue. Just
As long as we can listen.
get Mr. Davis to state that he is not voting for it and let it be put in the minutes. That's what.
And Mr. McClintock, I would read those out to Ms. Janae.
you want to read them out?
Yes.
And
Because we had a board meeting down.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Bunch did the same thing last meeting. And, it was not an issue.
she was saying that.
All right, you graduated high school.
Let me know, Ms. Janae, when you're ready.
The action item, no. Is all you want to do.
I have on the agenda for May the 9th, it was a consideration of a motion. However, I have written reconsideration of a motion to accept and approve task order number 22-01 from Strand and Associates tabled from the April 20th, 2022 special board meeting.
Y'all hit that share button and be ready.
I would
Y'all
like to
know it
change
jump
my
out
vote
real
to no.
quick in here.
Item 10D, reconsideration of a motion to accept and approve amendment number 2 from Strand and Associates. I changed my vote to no. Item number 10F, reconsideration of a motion to accept and approve task order number 18-01 from Strand and Associates. I changed my vote to no.
Motion has been reflected in the minutes that Mr. Johnson has changed his vote on 3 items, yes to no, pertaining to the task order.
All right. In the words of Ms. Osea Ellis, next item, please.
Second.
We move the proper second that we accept Mr. Johnson's request to change his vote on those 3 task orders for Strand. Is there a question? Roll call.
They ain't no work. They about as much as city council.
Director Johnson,
Man, I can't,
Yes.
I can't call it Killer Flag.
Director Dole, Director Hyberg,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Don't work
Back
either.
to the minutes. That would be
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
I was telling her I want to change my vote from B, C, and yeah, same thing has been read to no, no, no.
I see why Prichard is screwed up now. These leaders we got in place.
Man, what you talking about?
Sad. It's sad.
Need some young, fresh faces up there.
I want to offer
They
another
dumb as hell.
Yeah, but that's like galvanized pipe up there.
recommendation from Mr. Johnson to change his vote.
Look.
Aye.
At least get some PVC pipe.
Same 3 items, change your vote from yes to no.
Is that accurate?
Second.
Proper second that we
Another roll call. Let's do that.
item.
And they don't.
Yes to no, pertaining to the Strand task force. Is there any question? Roll call, please.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Dole,
Yes.
Director Hyberg,
Yes.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Okay, now let's move on to item 2A. We have had a motion on the floor, and during the question phase, we got the part where they want to change. So, item continue on with that motion, we got a move, step, amendment, and a second. In the question phase, I'm asking, are there any questions on the No questions, roll call, please.
Director Johnson,
No.
Director Dole,
No.
Director Hyberg,
Yes?
Director Moore,
Yes.
It's divided too.
Motion failed, right?
item 3, ratification.
Did that pass?
Neither. It's here.
It's
I
failed.
don't believe it passed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's not a majority. It failed.
Bunches out here.
I know it's still have a vote. It takes 3 to pass.
Item 3, ratifications, there are none. Item 4, board reports updates. A, Director Johnson.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Janae. Good evening to everyone. Try to be brief, but the reason for the reintroduction of those particular agenda items was because of negligence on the part of leadership. And I did not want that
Thought y'all
to
was
be
doing well.
reflected that I'm participating in,
We got action.
because back in September, I tried to call, well, I did call for a special board meeting on September the 23rd concerning the 7 million gallons of sewage that overflowed. And with that special meeting that was called to address the SSOs here at Prichard Waterworks and Sewer Board, that I found out about, as usual, through the media and not by the proper channels here, from our chairman, who has been identified as our first contact person, was that I offered the consideration of a motion to identify problems and to move forward on eliminating the causes of sewer sanitary overflows at Prichard Waterworks and Sewer Board. I offered the consideration of a motion to move forward with the interviewing and hiring of applicants for the position of water and sewer operations manager within the next 7 business days, back on September 23rd, 2021. And I also offered up the consideration of a motion to terminate at that time our person that was here as an independent contractor serving as interim water and sewer operations manager, just due to the fact of the dysfunction of that individual, the negligence of that individual, along with leadership. Now we find ourselves, and this was leaked through the media and the newspaper, under consent decree, which was just known to me back in May. And I do feel that if I had not been denied the right to come and to hear what it was that I had requested and I called for, that Prichard Waterworks and Sewer Board would not be under consent decree today, June 13, 2022. And this was leaked out through a local newspaper, magazine, as well as the news media. It really bothers me that our leadership is allowed to be negligent, to cost the customer unnecessary money and issues from what appears to be an ego trip. When this meeting was called,
I'm going to request that you don't use those remarks of fact, such as accusing someone of illegal act.
It's-
Which is what you
it's not illegal. I said negligence.
accusing someone of illegal act.
And this was a meeting, Chairman, that was called on September 23rd of 2021.
I'm asking
After
those conduct remarks pertain to anybody present in the meeting.
Attorney Schutz and Attorney Williams, can you all assist me with this? Because I didn't call any names. It's in black and white. It did happen. And it was leaked out by the media, newspaper as well as television.
My suggestion and recommendation is that we would keep any slanderous comments of a person's character outside of, that has no relation to the board business, outside of, any comments from board members and their updates. That just reflect the character, personal character of the individual.
I have a question. Why the chairperson saying that slander, why did he allow it? If you look in your, minutes that was sent, the agenda, we have a customer that he allowed to come in here to get ready to slander one of the board members. So why is it that one of the board members can't talk about what he learned out of the television or media, or it's stuff leaking out to the public, but you can put a person on the agenda to slander another board member? So I'm gonna put it to you like this. My grandma always told me, what's good for the gander, good for the goose. So if you allow one of the other person, a resident to come in here and slander a board member, but you don't want to be slandered. So do unto others if you have them to do unto you. So don't put somebody on there that's gonna come in here and talk about a board member, but you sit up here and let certain things leak out, certain things that's being told, because I'm like Director Johnson. Everything I learn about this board, everything I get it from the news, the media, of customers talking about what they heard from other people. Not where it was voted on that all 5 board members will receive the same thing. Only certain board members receive stuff, certain board members that does not. And I'm one of them ones that does not. If channel 5, 10, or 3, or 15 don't have it on the news, I don't get it.
And definitely
And all.
appreciate your
So
comments, Director Jones.
my problem is, if he don't want to be slandered as the chairperson, don't put somebody on the agenda that's gonna come in here and read something and slander one of the board members. So if you don't want it done to you, don't you put it on the agenda to be given to somebody else.
Appreciate your comments, Director Jones. One of the things that I was trying to mention earlier, I think it's so important that we understand and try to really follow parliamentary procedure. Your comments appreciated, understood, said, but this is another thing where I think we're talking about where we're operating outside the confinements of order, right, when we're conducting board business. Because right now we are on Director Johnson's update, and he has the floor unless the chair has decided he no longer has the floor. We have not gotten to your update at this time. And I think Attorney Schutz was indicating at the end of the day, when it comes to these updates by the board, we really should make sure that it is kept within the confinements of board business. If there's something that is dealing with character or something of that nature, then perhaps if that's outside the scope of what we're trying to do when we're conducting board business, then we should try to minimize those comments. Is that what you
Amen.
So if we may, not to take over your meeting, Chairperson Heidelberg, if Director Johnson may continue with his report and updates.
Thank you for the clarification, Attorney Williams, as well as Attorney Schutz. Thank you, Director Doyle. But what I was getting at is what it appears to be to me. And when that special board meeting was called, I was denied having that meeting. Leadership constantly voted against replacing the interim waterworks and sewer manager that was not performing up to standard of the way that this utility should have been run. And also the decisions that were made during this time by not sharing in allowing us to come together as a 5-member board to address this SSO situation before ADM came down and declared us to be under consent decree. And so what I'm saying is that appears to be negligence to me. And when you intentionally deny someone the right and the entire board to come in and to address these problems before the damage has been done, then that appears to me to be negligence. And the reason why I reintroduced and changed my vote from last week is that going back through the minutes, the engineer that came and spoke with us at the meeting on last week has been the engineer all along. And so again, I myself am not included, and my colleague has shared also that she's not included in any type of decision making or being proactive about situations and getting some prevention put in place. But we are included when the damage has been done and we have to react to what has happened. And so that is the nicest way that I can put that I am not in agreement with this current leadership in the way that this utility is being run. And that ends my update.
Item 4B, Director Gold. I would like to thank everybody that came out today. In my update, I'm waiting on Attorney Ross to get back with us about the cars and the trucks and the other ones that he said anything about how we gonna get these trucks put in the water bill. He have not. I have talked to Ms. Janae, and it had been brought to my attention that it can't go on the water bill, but it can be mailed out, letting the customers know that we have trucks for sale. It's gonna be sold to the public. We also, he's supposed to get back with the board, all five, on the other trucks that we have that's supposed to go to the lot to be traded in for trucks for the employees to have something to ride on, riding. That was back in March or April. Attorney Ross has not got back with us on that yet. I think that's something we need to get done because as we hire more employees, I met with our operation manager. With COVID still out there and riding 3 or 4 men deep, we need these vehicles, but not in for the fun, for the safety of the employees. So we need to get him to jump on, getting back with us on how are we gonna let the public know, especially the customers, the paying customer of Prichard Water too, that we do have trucks that's gonna be for sale. And we have to send out a separate mailing list from, because it's been said that it could not go in on the bill, correct?
No, ma'am, what I was saying was that you don't normally put that on the bill. It's supposed to be a bid that's supposed to be put in the newspaper. But the only space on the bill, I spoke to Director Johnson, it would be just a note that we can type on the bill, but that doesn't mean that everybody get that notice. That's why it's supposed to be in the newspaper.
Okay.
But if we want to do a separate mailing, then we would have to find out what it would cost for the postage and the printing and
vote, we had voted that it will go in the bill, on the bill, or it will go a separate paper to every customer that's in Prichard Waterworks and Sewer District. Okay, since that has not came back up, I brought it back because it was voted on. And J. Ross Coleman got with Mr. Metcalf on how to get it out there. We know it's supposed to be ran through the newspaper. We know it's supposed to be posted on the door. As the customer come in, I haven't even seen it posted on the door yet. But I think it's time for us to move this forward, to let our paying customers, because see, we as individuals didn't pay for those trucks, and I feel like if the customers that lives in the city of Prichard or paying Prichard Water, wherever they may reside, has the right to know that we are having bid on these trucks, because we denied J&J, and we did bid on how we will go about getting this in the bid. So we need to move forward on that, because like I said, I talked to the operation manager. He really needs these trucks to put these new guys so he can separate so many of them right together. So we've been waiting on Attorney Ross to get back with us on the how we supposed to get them in the bill, where all this supposed to go, on the front doors as the customers come in. And for some reason, he has not got back with me.
I will make sure to follow up with Attorney Ross and make sure we get more of that.
So I really need that to go him to jump on that as quick as possible, because it's been leaning on, and as the operation manager telling me that they have been hiring people, and they need these y'all. We pulled 3 out there that y'all have fixed correctly.
Working on it.
Okay, so we need to do what we need to do to get these meetings something right, and so they'll be able to not be worried about 4 or 5 people on the floor.
Mr. Nick?
4C, Director Harper.
I agree with this thought.
Item 4D, Director Moore.
No report.
Item 5,
Make sure you put in there that we need that. He already said that he needs this immediately, so you know, I don't want to wait till next month. We need to do this now.
Next item.
Item 5, Personnel. A, consideration of a motion to accept Abram Coleman, Public Service Worker, resignation to suspend effective June 14, 2022.
So moved.
A second.
Moved and properly second that we approve item 5A as printed. Are there any questions?
Yes, sir, Chairman. Mr. McClintock, what was Mr. Coleman's reason for resigning?
Said he got another job, made more money.
He did submit it within the correct time to allow.
Yes.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. The last time we was at this right here, at this with standing, we voted to have it put in the agenda. How long the person's been there, instead of just going by, just saying it's still not being put. We just asked to come in and vote and say he was good status. I'd like to know when he was hired.
I got it.
I'm
I got
saying,
his information.
I know what it's supposed to be in the minutes.
Okay, but I didn't know because it was his personal information. I could
Well, no,
get his
just put his hire date
dates.
and the day he put in, and did he do what he's supposed to do? Instead of just saying good status. Because that's what we voted on, you would be put, when somebody leaves, you would be put in the, agenda, good status or whatever. So how long did he,
He started as an unskilled laborer July 20th, 2020. He became a public service worker on May 7th of this year.
so he haven't been here?
He's been here since 2020, but he became classified May 7th.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Dawes,
Yes.
Director Hyper,
Yes.
Director Moore.
Yes.
Item 5B, consideration of a motion to approve a 5% raise for the employees of the waterworks and sewer board of the city of Prichard.
So move.
Moving properly second, that we accept item 5B as printed.
I don't have a question, but I have a, go ahead.
In the motion, is this a possibly increase? But when we send it to the personnel board, it has to have a reason, a possibly increase.
Yes,
I just wanna make sure so we can have it.
I would say so, yes.
I had an understanding that we could not approve of, afford a 5% increase. So I would like for, expound on that. Can we afford it or not?
Not at this time, you need to put it in next budget.
Can we afford the $250 bonus?
It's a, no, not at this time.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
So Prichard Water
Ms.
was in for a
Lewis.
250 bonus or a 5% raise.
Thank
Wow.
you for being here today. What is the balance of the Synovus bank account as of today, June 13th, 2022?
We have 3 accounts, and it's in my financial report. It's on page 4.
Okay.
So you want me to tell you the balance?
Yes, as of today, June 13th, 2022.
I can give you the balance of, as of May 31st, 2022.
Okay, so that's May 31st, 2022. Let me ask you this. Are you aware of any transactions that have been withdrawn from this particular account that you're about to give us the balance of?
Stated before, we got 3 accounts. One of the accounts we paid $4 million out of, like, project.
Okay, and the other 2?
The other 2 is our bond payment we paid to Synovus, and the other one is the reserve account we can't touch.
Okay, so in that second account for the bond payment, we only have enough in that account for to make the bond payment each month, and then it's zeroed out.
At certain I guess every 6 months, the bond people take their payment out of that, what we pay monthly, out of one of those accounts. The other one is, as I stated before, is what we pay, capital projects. And the third one is the reserve account we can't touch.
When is the reserve account, when is it appropriate to,
Can't touch it at all.
we can't touch the reserve account at all, so the reserve account has not been touched.
That's correct.
When, how long has it been since a withdrawal was made from the reserve account?
Not at all. We can't withdraw from the reserve account.
So how long has that account been with, Synovus Bank?
Since we, refinanced the bond,
And what is the date on that?
November 1st, 2019.
I would like to make a motion that we go into executive session no longer than 10 minutes, and that we come back out with a vote.
What's the reason for the executive session?
To discuss the cost of living 5% raise for the employees of Prichard Water Works and Sewer Board.
So section 3625K-7 is very clear about the reasons for us doing the executive session. And so,
It's gonna lead into good name and character.
there we go, we need to be specific.
Cut that down, you know, I told you. Considerations of this. You go into executive session down there. So they just don't finish already.
Dang, we be needing like 3 batteries for this meeting.
Bet you I won't be telling you.
We need, go ahead.
I have a question. The reason why I think we should not get ready to vote on it, because of the good name and character of the person that we need to go in and discuss why we should not vote. It's something that should be discussed amongst the 4 board members that is here.
I agree. We have a motion on the floor to go into the executive session for the good name and character of an individual, lasting no more than 10 minutes, coming back out for a possible vote.
Second.
Thank you for addressing me. Acknowledging chairperson. I have the rules here, and it says, except as provided elsewhere in this section, the salary, compensation, job benefits of specific public officials or specific public employees may not be discussed in executive session. So that's why I'm asking for a very specific reason that will allow us to do so legally. I'm more than happy to share the statute with the board members if you all would like to see it. So when it comes to the general reputation, character, physical condition, professional competence, or the mental health of individuals, that, or discuss specific job performance, that is what falls under general reputation and character.
Okay, this will be discussing job performance of specific individuals here at Prichard Water Works and Sewer. For no longer than 10 minutes.
Okay,
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded. We go into executive session for the item, the reason articulated by Mr. Johnson. Is there any questions? Roll call, yes.
It's two motions on the floor.
Yeah.
One needs to be. The actual 5B motion is presented. Oh, this is motion by Director Johnson and second by Director Jones, but it's be rescinded. Because there's no motion on the floor.
I consent my second.
Yes, I rescind my motion. Personnel, number 5.
Now we move on to the executive session. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Director Johnson,
Yes.
Director Lowe,
Yes.
Director Hyberg,
No.
Director Moore,
Yes.
Oops. You said no, they got you, baby.
Just for the record, it's an attorney licensed in the state of Alabama, I'm certified, that there's a reason to go into executive session, anticipated no more than 10 minutes to discuss the general character and reputation of an employee. Under the Alabama Open Meeting.
So yeah, they got 10 minutes. They're gonna go and talk about what's going on. I don't know what they're gonna talk about, but
My brother, y'all take care.
yeah, because this just we ain't even Mr. July. We ain't even got the offer service yet. So they'll have an executive meeting for 10 minutes. They'll come back and see if they're gonna vote on the 5% raise that's going for a vote. Don't know how that's gonna go, but that is an executive session finna go on. We're gonna just sit out here and wait on it. Told y'all it'd be the longest meetings ever. But I don't know what else to do. This is the agenda. And we just right here. But we still got this to go. And that's why I be putting that cash up there. Y'all see how long this is? And I still gotta go to work tonight. Gave y'all a morning show already. If you didn't see it, you might want to go back and watch that too. But this is the last year ago, they gotta do standard reports, monthly financial report, new business, and customer concerns. And that's with Ms. Morris, Mr. Cozy Brown, Ms. Katie Davis, Mr. Bill Carl, and other citizens, plus the other lady that was added on to the agenda. So I don't know if y'all want me to stay on, use a thumbs up. If y'all want me to cut the live and then come back on when they come back from executive meeting, y'all give me a heart, and I decide which one I weigh, which, and we'll figure out. So at this time, you want me to stay on for the 10 minutes while they're in executive session, give me the thumbs up. You want me to cut it off and come back after 10 minutes, give me a heart. Waiting on y'all. Mr. might be finna leave, you walking out the door. Oh, new update, just let y'all know. Prichard got new riding wheels, chainsaws, pole saws, weed eaters. So grass is being cut throughout the city of Prichard thanks to Public Service Director, Mr. TJ Petway. Making stuff happen in the city. I've seen it for myself. Other than that, y'all stay tuned. We'll be back. Check this battery first. 57%. All right, y'all. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for part 2 of the Prichard Waterboard right here on the Big Y'all J45 Live Morning Show.